he said, as Father, as your will is done in heaven, let it be done on earth. Is that right? As your will is done in heaven, let it be done on earth. If you go to go and read in the book of Genesis chapter 1 verses 20 what? 30, the last verse of Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3. Genesis chapter 3. That's the last part. I'll just paraphrase. I'm not. There's something I wanted to capture. Once we capture it into our spirit, we're done. So, I just give our indulgence for just 2 minutes, and we're done. Genesis chapter 3, verses 22. Yeah, it says, and the Lord God said, behold, the man is become as one of us to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken. So he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of the garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword which turneth every way to keep the way of the tree of life. Somebody said to keep the way to the tree of life.
Keep the way of the tree of life.
Yeah, while you guys were saying to keep the way of the tree of life, I want you guys to mind it. I want us to mind it. And then I checked it here. There's a meaning of the word. That word to keep. But just the other one. You know, just that says, as your will is done in the heavens, let your will also, so let your will be done on earth. You know, it was, I'm not the one enjoying this place. This place is cool.
Oh man, I'm coming for you.
You know, when one of the questions God asked Job, when God encountered Job, came to question Job. He asked Job, do you know the ordinances of the heavens? Can you set the dominion thereof on the earth? In other words, do you know how the operations of heavens go on? Can you replicate the same thing on the earth? He asked you that question. It's another form of saying, as your will is done in heaven, so let your will be done on the earth. In Genesis, where I just read here, you know how Adam and Adam had sinned. And so, Adam and Eve. Well, before Adam named Eve, their name were both Adam, right? So, wait, am I wrong?
No, sir.
I was talking.
No, I'm with you.
Deep revelation.
We need to digest properly.
There's somewhere I'm getting to, but I need to build up to there. If I don't build up to there and I just go there, you would go at this Snapchat. Snap it.
I got you.
Snap at the open my eye. So God said, okay, man had sinned. You do know it was in God's, and then God did something when man sinned. God did something that seemed to be wickedness, but was love by putting man away from the garden. Because the Bible says, behold, the man has become one like us. And behold, let's go now and prevent him from getting to the tree of life. Because if he has eaten the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and then he goes to eat the tree of life, he will become eternally damned, or he will become eternally unredeemable. And you know, well, thank God, in His mercy, He made us in time. That's why angels can't be saved, because you know, whatever you do in eternity lives forever.
Yes.
So angels, they sinned in eternity. They are spirit based, so they sinned in eternity. That's why they are unredeemable. So we God in His mercy made us in time. So He put man away from the garden so that He can, the whole long prophecy, Jesus and then the cross, redeem us, restore us back to before the Genesis chapter 3 time. So I'm trying to get my spirit to connect to something. Somebody just in your heart, just pray for me. A lot of things just flying through my mind like this. I don't want to. Amen. Man, don't give me calls. Don't do those things. Somebody please, you have to pray for me. Man of God, please, you have to pray for Ram. Ram, your boss is here and you're doing it. Please, man of God, one more. Please, you just playing scale as if I'm singing in the concert. It's a concert. Don't give me calls.
So raise up.
I left for just 1 month and you're not you. I see the way I was praising you on Saturday. I said, man, run now. I split it. What? Run, yeah. You know, people play instrument. They're not the minister. Sometimes they think it's just skill they're doing wrong. Administration. Ask man about you. You minister. It's not just to be. Then you do this. What? Who's looking at me? No, that you have gone on a path of no return. Yeah, I love these guys. These guys are very awesome. The dedication they put into learning this thing is not easy. Me, I've been learning since.
Somebody should lay hands on me, please.
Look at this man I got close to you.
Who's by your side there?
Lay hands on him and
It's for you.
Lay hands on me.
Wait.
Somebody's taking power from my God. See the subjection.
Fire!
Lord.
Okay.
I didn't know you have
Just okay, now so let's continue. So now God said, God did something that didn't look like love. Sorry, didn't look like that looked like wickedness, but was love in disguise. So and then He put a cherubim and a sword. It's not like the cherubim was holding the sword actually. The cherubim was there and the sword was there. And what was the purpose of the cherubim and the sword? It was to guard. So He put a cherubim to guide the way to the tree of life. One thing we know about cherubims is that cherubims are these beings that guide. At least of Lucifer, he said, "Oh, guardian cherub." So one thing cherubs do is that they guide things, they guard. One of the things they do, that's not what they do, but one of the things they do is that they guard. I checked the word back in King James. I love King James and I use King James. So it says, God puts cherubs there to keep the way to the tree of life, so that man will not find, because man was still sinful, Now, if we run over briefly to, I'll just wrap up so that we can go and the rest. If we go to Jesus Christ talked about the parables of now let's keep Genesis in mind. I'll come back to it shortly. Jesus Christ said, if you don't understand the parable, what did I say? Jesus Christ said, if you don't understand the parable of the sower, how can you understand all other parables? It means therefore that the parable of the sower is the key to understanding all other parables. And what's the parable of the sower? In the parable of the sower went out to sow, took seeds and sowed. Some fell on rocky ground, some fell by the wayside, some fell among thorns, some fell on good soil. Then the second parable was a parable of the mustard seed. How the mustard seed, I think there's about 2 verses or 1 verse. As small as the mustard seed is, that the kingdom of heaven, Matthew 13, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed which when sown, as small as it is, which when sown, it grows and becomes the largest of trees in the field. So that's how the kingdom of God is. So the kingdom of, if the seed, if the message of the kingdom of heaven is sown anywhere, what it says that it grows very large. Then the third parable now is the parable of the wheat and the tares, where a sower, okay, a man who had a garden planted seeds in his vineyard, and then while men slept, Bible says, the enemy came and also planted his own seeds, and both of them, daybreak, all of them started growing, and then the servants came and they said, Master, didn't you plant only good seeds? Where hence has the tares come from? Shall we now go and then pick it out? He said, no, leave them until the day of harvest comes. Then we will plug out the wheat into our barns and then the tares into everlasting fire. Now, let's go back in the parable of the sower. You remember Jesus Christ, and good enough. This parable is among the only parable that Jesus Christ took time to explain. Where he said, in the parable of the sower, he said, the seed. You should pay attention now. The seed is the kingdom, is the message of the kingdom of heaven, right? The soil in the parable of the sower, the soil is the hearts of men. Just like I said, the hearts of men. So you have hearts of thorns, hearts by the wayside, hearts rocky, and then hearts on fertile soil, fertile ground. So the soils now are the hearts of men. Kingdom message. But in the kingdom message, if anyone receives the kingdom message, that life becomes productive, and there are measures. Some is 40, some 60, some 100. Now, in the parable of the wheat and tares, the same thing, but in the interpretation Jesus Christ gave, he said, the seed now are the servants of the kingdom. In the parable of the sower, the seed was the message of the kingdom. In the parable of wheat and tares, the seed are the servants of the kingdom, of God's kingdom. The soil in the parable of the tares, wheat and tares, the soil now is the world. But in the parable of the sower, the soil are the hearts of men. So, when after the kingdom message has been planted into the hearts of men that receive the kingdom, hearts that receive the kingdom, and the kingdom begins to grow in that life. The master takes those people, those ones, and then plants them into the world. Plants them. So you now that have received, all of you that have received the kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven into your life, God now takes you and plants you in diverse places in the world. Now the next parable following that is a parable of the yeast or the unleavened parable of the yeast.
It's like the unleavened bread.
Yeast.
Yeah.
So the kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman takes and mixes with the dough. As little as the yeast is, it leavens the whole dough, makes it influences the whole dough to rise. Those of us who make bread and who make bread especially, you make bread, Daddy. but you have to make bread. If you don't put yeast into bread or flour, it won't rise, right? But now I'm asking Debbie now. If you put 2 cups of flour, mix, how many cups of yeast will you put? Very little. Yeah, so you put very little, she said. You don't put 2 cups of yeast as well. So So he says, we sons and daughters of the kingdom were like yeast that the master takes and plants us in the world system. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming from, he's teaching us something. He's teaching us something such that God will take you now and plant you in medicine, Dr. Deborah.
Yes.
So your own field is medicine. Okay, this one is medicine, this one is computer, medicine, doctor. Man of God, sir. Engineering, medicine. This one is computer software, doctor. I see them computer. Oh, here's computer.
This is mechanical.
Me, I'm different.
You're what? Professor. Professor. Now, you might not find this in the Bible categorically. You might not find this. What I'm about to say, you might not find it in the Bible. But I've come to discover it. I believe personally. This is my own personal opinion. I believe it's one of the greatest weapons the devil is using against the church, against Christians, is to take sons of God, daughters of God, and make them pastors. I believe that one of the disasters that the enemy, the devil, is working against Christians, against the church, is to take sons of God, take them and make them pastors. I'll tell you how or why I think so. Because when someone becomes a pastor, he has a church, he leaves his field where he was planted and opens the church. I'm not saying becoming a pastor is a bad thing, no. For you to become a pastor, your own calling, God has to call you. It's not you that will call God.
Yes.
That's saying something. That's saying flash. If God flash you, then like
text message.
If God should flash you, then like something answer. You should speak Lord for your servant is listening. Don't say, hey, I received stuff from God. Hey, no.
Go back.
You know?
This is what you got your family.
Because
you see that
so man of God now is doing computer. His own field of influence as a yeast is the field of computer, blah blah blah. Okay. Let me reset. Man of God's field now is a field of computer brains. It's the field of computer wisdom, artificial intelligence. Yes. So now that becomes your field. You know, people are so busy, doctors are so busy, engineers are so busy, nurses are so busy, lawyers are so busy, professors are so busy, master students are so busy. I'm happy I can see some people here, Frida. They have writing thesis and everything tomorrow, everything, but she's still here, you know. So some people are so busy that do you know you are not useful to God in the church. You are not useful to God in the church. You are not useful because God has planted you as a kingdom seed. He has planted you into the world system to influence the world. So, for example, if you're a doctor now and you're having doctors meeting, you see somebody there and the Holy Spirit leads you. This person who doesn't have time to come to church, don't worry, leave the church for those who can make it. This one cannot make it to church, but you be his pastor now.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can be a banker, counting money every day, counting money, and then your colleague starts complaining, why is this so happening to me? Why God is for cigar? And God is, the Holy Spirit puts in your heart, this person, pray for this person, and you pray for that person. Hello, you are a kingdom seed reaching out. That is your own church. It's not, if you want to open church, that person who will be to that person now. If God not call you, if you call God, if you call God, you know. You know, in the Old Testament, many times, even in the New Testament, I think this is the only place where the Bible says, "Ye are yeast." In that places, it talked about beware of the yeast of the Pharisees, the yeast of the Sadducees, beware of the yeast of, don't mix yeast, not eat yeast on these holy days. Talk about yeast. This is so important. Now I know this might hurt some people, maybe not some people. In my heart, the teachings will be hearing, but if God, me now, if God ministers to me and tell me, see, go to the club, go and walk in the club. If God tells me, as bad as it sounds, I will ask God again, God, are you easy? But if I get clearance in my spirit that God has sent to the club to go and walk, I'm going. Because I am yes, and God has sent me. Those guys in the club, do they come to church? So they don't come to church. You don't go to church. How do you come to meet them?
You join Bible ministry in front of the club. Good shepherd.
You know, so if God leads you into the darkest of places, and when you narrow down into the character of the yeast has one of the attributes of influencing. It influences. Yeast looks very weak. Just like Frida looks very weak now. But if I tell you what Frida can do, it will shock you.
Shock you.
So yeast looks very weak. Yeast is like, if you take a yeast is like powder, powder. You just squash it. Yeast works quietly, very quiet. When you put bread and yeast, everything in the oven. So Debbie answer me now.
I said 6-1.
If the bread is in the oven, do you hear the bread doing? So yeast works quietly, and as yeast, it's not one thing about, hey, me I'm yeast. See, me I'm son of God. Though all the people dancing, kukere here, dancing all the things. Me I'm son of God. In this bar, don't play anything. I'm the son of God. You see me? I carry my Bible. I go to church. I shout hallelujah. Ha! Don't play. See all this kukere you're playing. Don't talk. Yeast act quietly, such that before they even discover you're a son of God, it's too late. They are already.
They have been captured. Amen.
I had a story about one of my mentors, one of my Moro. He gave a story one time, one of his teachings. He said he was in a plane, and then this lady came in to the plane. She had white hat, white specs, white shirt, white trouser, white Bible, white bag, white shoes, white belt, everything white. And he just turned and shouted, "Shut up!"
Why not?
Same question. Why not?
One man of God. When I was in the university in back at home, the church where I attended, yeah, I think the man of God was giving testimony. He was with his wife, they were driving, the driver was driving, they were behind. So sometimes with the tire, the car lost control. And then, I think entered somewhere. So, he said, in that whole mix-up, accidents and accident. That's what's an accident. It's happens so spontaneous, you don't even move, And then he just, as the car was just stormed, he entered the bush and then was just, the rocky bush, went up the road. And then he just said, Jesus. And then he kept quiet. And the wife was saying, Jesus. So when the car stopped and everything, after they had recovered themselves, the wife now asked him, I was there shouting, calling on Jesus every time. Why not call on Jesus? And the man just told her that one Jesus is enough.
You want to finish the Jesus.
You want to finish the Jesus. So you don't call God out of fear, you call him out of faith. So faith now becomes, faith is a substance. That means it's something you can hold. It becomes times where when you believe God for something, it comes to a point where you can literally feel the thing and pull it from the supernatural unseen into the seen. So faith is something, it's a substance, it's not a mist, it's not air, it's a substance. You can actually hold, lay hands on faith, by faith, and seize it. The Bible says that a man shall receive what? A man shall receive nothing except it be given to him by God.
Yes.
A man shall receive what? Nothing. That means, that man actually received something. But that something is called what? Nothing. A man shall receive nothing except it. So, if God gives you a thing, if God gives you a thing, that thing is something. If you get anything, Lambo, whatever you get, if it's not God that gave it to you, that thing, the name of that thing, whatever it is called nothing. And nothing becomes something that does not have a record in eternity. It has no record. So you might be, so somebody can be generating, hey, I don't have what he has received is nothing. Because a man can receive nothing. If God is the one that gave that person that, if you struggle, the name of, you have the name for it. So nothing twists the substance that people receive with tears and pain and worries and grief when God did not give them. But also they labor in vain when God does not build. So if God is not there, it's all labor. Let's go back to our soul. So actually I should read this one. They will just summarize. Matthew 13. I'm going to read it just to point out something. Verse 24, Matthew 13:24, I read, it says, and another parable put he forth just unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. And so the servants, okay, now I'm going to skip down. I'm going to skip down to where Jesus Christ interpreted those two parables. Verse 33 is the one that talks about the wheat, the yeast. It says, and another parable spake he unto them, the kingdom of heaven is like unto yeast, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of a meal, until the whole was leavened. Okay, I'm going to go down to the explanation of the parables. I'm going to just help me find it. The explanation of the parable of the wheat and tares. If you see it before me, let me know. Okay. Now, verse 38. Now, this is Jesus Christ giving explanation to the parable of the wheat and tares. He's giving explanation to it. He says, He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field, this is the parable of the wheat and tares. The field is the world. You know, he has already explained the parable of the sower. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. 39. The enemy that sowed those tares is the devil. The harvest time is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. You mentioned the reapers. You will call them the reapers. Come on, reap. Now, 40 says, as therefore the tares are gathered into the barns in the so as therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all and cast them into the furnace, and there shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who had ears to hear, let him hear. Now, in the parable of the tares, what I want to point out is that Jesus Christ explained the parable of the wheat and tares. He said, the sower is the Son of Man, the field is the world, the harvest time is the end of the world, the enemy is the devil, the reapers are the angels. But you know, if you observe, I don't know going to comparing everything, but if you compare them, you discover that if you do this minus this, you discover that there are two categories to which Jesus Christ did not give an explanation to. Jesus Christ did not tell us who the servants were. In the Bible says, the servants came and cried to the master, Master, didn't you sow only good seeds? How come now that there are tares among? And then Jesus Christ did not tell us who the men were that slept. Because the Bible says, why men slept? The enemy came. Right? Should I go back and read it? Yeah, you already know. I don't know this Bible. That's why I'm not taking time to read the Bible. Because we're not reading, it's not Bible reading. Sleepover we're doing. So, you don't know who's feeling cold here. So, please, if you go inside the kitchen bar, as you enter just by the side, you see these taps. The first one, this side, is like this. The rest are like this. Help me turn all of them like this. So off it. So the cold can come.
Yes, sir.
Man of God, what for you? So hurry. So Jesus Christ did not tell us in the description who the men that slept were, or who the servants were. Isn't it amazing to know or find out who the men that slept were? Who the servants were? That thing is on. The cooker. Okay. So now, okay, man, I got your back. Waiting for you.
Yeah, hold on.
So you realize that the men that slept, you know, we started off by saying in the prayer of Jesus, or in the prayer Jesus taught us, he says, Father, when you pray that as your will is done in heaven, let your will be done, same on the earth. It means that the earth replicates everything that the heaven does. Yes. The men that slept are guardians that God placed in the earth to watch over the things that God has assigned them to watch over. When you hear of the word principalities, it sounds so bogus, but you might not even realize that you yourself are a prince. Who's a principality? A principality is just a prince. Forget about the long name. Principality wrestles against principality. And Jesus too, also a prince of peace, also a prince. He's just also a principality. Daniel too was another prince. How do I know Daniel was a prince? The prince of Persia came to stop his prayer. And in the realms of the spirit, God will not give you more than what you can bear, and also in the realms of the spirit, there is let me speak just normal flare language. You only fight your mate in the realms of the spirit. Yeah, I was looking for words, but words did not come. You only fight your mate. That's why when Moses died, Michael came to contend for the body of Michael came to carry the body of Moses. Who came? So that did not send one angel that is just trying to grow one horn. He came himself, because you can't send a small baby to go and challenge Michael. The devil came. You know, in the New Testament, or in the whole Bible, only two people: Job, yeah, Jesus, Paul, or Peter, or Paul. So devil doesn't. You might be devil doesn't. Some of us, devil does not have our time. It's just wake up that demon that is sleeping, that is eating too much. Go and meet that person. So see the kind of demon that comes to tempt us. Lazy demons even. And even as lazy as they are, they even give us tough time.
Lord have mercy. Mercy, Lord. Demon take us through.
So we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against wickedness in high, against dominions, against powers. So in the catalog of the negative spiritual, you have, you know. But how come sons of God don't even know their own hierarchy, their own, you know? How come the people that walk in darkness are more knowledgeable in darkness than those that walk in light, knowledgeable in light? So when we come to ventilate, we come to, I love that word ventilate. I got that word in, man of God, it was in that day of blowing that sax. In that, this thing. MPF. Is it MPF?
Yeah.
The first one he did. Yeah, that day of blowing sax. I heard the word ventilate.
It's your dictionary.
Ventilation. So God has set us as watchers, but in the book of Ezekiel, Isaiah, it says, if an enemy comes and the watcher does not want the people, I will hold the blood of the people in the hands of the watcher. Ezekiel. But if you want the people, that means God says, I have set the watchmen, I have set the guardians. These are the men that slept. Guardians. It was one of those days I went down outside that open space during summer. I love praying outside. There's one place I pray around park, but it's too cold now. I go there, it's so sweet. I went there, I realized why Jesus likes going to pray in the garden. Oh my God, that place is sweet. One of those days, I was going there. You know, demons like telling me you will die. I'll tell them I'm already dead. Say you will die. I'm already dead. And the park is endless. This park, you know, as the river is long, it's just so I'm walking by the river, you know. You have one fish don't jump up. You know, you know. But one of those days, the Holy Spirit taught me something while I was walking. You know, sometimes prayer does not come. Some of us pray. I don't know pray. No. I let the Holy Spirit lead me to pray, then I pray. Because from the Bible, I've come to realize personally that prayer is only prayer when it is sponsored by the Holy Spirit or sponsored by God. So just oh man, you're just exercising your tongue, massaging your tongue down. Because it is David that said, David prayed a prayer. He says, so that I will not depart away from you, so that I will not go. Give me and I will call upon your name. So if God does not call you, you cannot come. If God does not sponsor your prayer, you cannot. The Shulamite man said, draw me and I will come running after you. So he's the one that will draw you. The first say, hey man, I got revived, man, I got high. Man, I feel so close to God. Hey. The reason why you're close to him is because he called you, he drew you. Philip told Nathaniel, come and see. We have found the Messiah. But the Bible says Jesus found Philip. If God hides himself from you, can you find him? So he says, seek and you shall find. The only reason why you find is because God decided to allow himself to be found. Exactly. So he's the seeker's find. Receive. And so God has set men. Okay, I left off somewhere in this place. When Jesus went to the madman at Gadara, the Bible says he met this madman and then he asked the madman, what is your name? And the madman said, I am Legion, my name is Legion, for we are many. I was walking and then the Holy Spirit was just playing, you know, I have this audio, you know, you can download this Bible. You can download the Bible. This meeting of these guys will give that Bible. It's very good. Download the audio Bible. I put it and it plays. It just play. You know. What's that? So,
Legion.
Thank you. Legion. And then this legion, this demon cried out. This demon cried out. He says, this demon cried out. He said, they said, don't. They said, oh, we know you. At an instance, they knew who he was. So they said, we know you, the Holy One of God. But don't send us to. No. Now, this is what the Holy Spirit told me. They did not tell him where not to send them to. Do you get it? The Bible did not record, or the demons did not tell Jesus when not to send them to. They told him where to send. They pleaded with him to send them to. So we beg you, send us to the swines, the pigs. Let us go there. And he said, go. But now what this was teaching me, he said, it was not captured where they did not want to go to. That means there was a place that and then comes to be your God over that sin. In olden times, you know, all these kind of sins were not, many kind of sins were not there. There's one bad example in my mind. Let's say it.
Say.
I should not say it.
No, sir.
You know, there are some kind of things that are happening that were not happening in those days. Even in the time of Sodom too, they were not even happening. Why? So I took my phone. I was just checking the news. I saw this one, this one. I said, and it hurt me not because that person did that. It hurt me because what manner of demons are being released in our times. So if you can think of all kinds of crazy things that are being done. Okay, let me say this one that is not too. Yeah, this one is not that one. A lady was pregnant. She gave birth. She took the whole pain to give birth. After giving birth, she took the baby, put the baby in the bag, tied the baby, and threw the baby in the dustbin.
After all the strength.
After all the stress and all the stress. After the construction realization. And the pushing and push and everything. To push and push into the dustbin. After enough, she tied the baby in the bag. Those are the kind of, so I'm just trying to expose us to some kind of horrible things that are going on. But as guardians, the other day I went outside there and I saw there was a darkness coming. There was a darkness coming. I just wanted to release my spirit. You know we can fly. You've not realized you can fly. You want to fly? Wait. Those demons, those witches that fly. Yeah. Those witches only copy or replicate or mimic what the children of God ought to be doing in the ways of God. In the ways. Now, let me tell you something. You may not believe this, but this is so real. I don't know if you've ever seen, maybe on YouTube or Facebook, somebody's going and there's an accident, and then somebody just in a flash. This is not film trick. This is like in a flash, says the person, and then the person disappears.
So that life camera.
Now, do you know there are many times I've experienced this out of the body experience. I've lost count. Sometimes I'm just in a flash of a second. I leave myself. I see someone in an accident and I'm back. I don't know who I saved. I don't know where I went to. I don't know what happened. Many times, I could be doing anything, and then I hear a car about to hit something, about to hit another car, and I just rush there, and then I slow the car and then leave them, and I rush back. I don't know, I don't see the car, I don't know the color, whatever. Sometimes I see the color, but it's so fast, and I come back like a second. So there are realms that we Christians are not even palpating yet. We're not palpating yet. These are spiritual things. And if you don't feel those, if you don't watch over those kind of things, you give room for wickedness to spread. So when you find all kinds of wickedness and atrocities spreading, God has set you as a guardian to check out those evil spirits, to lock them back in the pit, to send them off. So you are gathered to watch, to keep. The Bible says, as your will is done in heaven, let it be done on the earth. So if there are spiritual guardians, they will be what? Earthly guardians. What happened to Daniel? It says, when King Nebuchadnezzar said, no King Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's son, Belshazzar or whatever his name is. The one who was drinking cup of goblets and everything. Okay, no, King Nebuchadnezzar, sorry, not Nebuchadnezzar. He says, and I lifted up, the first time he dreamt, they want him to see God. The first time he dreamt, he said, God is the one who made the heavens and the earth and owns everything. If you come out to praise yourself next time, they will deal with you. Exactly, was it one day later or how I think 30, how many a day later or something, he came and said, oh, look at the kingdom I've built with my might and my splendor and everything. In that instance, in the span of 1 hour, madness was sent to him from above. The holy watcher said unto the holy one on earth. So there was connection between the spiritual watcher and the earthly watcher, Daniel. There was connection. You know, when we talk about altars. What's an altar? An altar is a place where the physical interacts with the divine. So as Christians, we ought to have altars. If you check out all these Bible guys, Gideon, and all those kings in Chronicles and the kings, you see, all of them have walked in the ways of God, or almost all of them. When they become kings, one of the first things is that they destroy all the Asherah poles, all the prophets of Baal, they destroy them. They destroy all these altars that have been speaking negative things. They destroy them and then erect altars of God. When the 450 prophets came up, after they had prayed from morning to night, evening, nothing, that God didn't answer them, Baal didn't answer them. And Baal was a god of fire actually, but the God of fire didn't answer them that day. Yeah. When he came, the first thing that Elijah did was that he had to destroy all the rubbish they were doing, like he pushed them aside. And then built an altar. This is so necessary because there's this testimony where the one sitting there is just distracting me. But God has set us guardians, watchers. So you might not know. You might not know that God has set you watcher over a place. So you might not know. You might not know. You might not know. You just do Snapchat. God has set us watchers. While men slept, the enemy came. If watchers will sleep, if guardians will sleep. Imagine if that guardian that God put to guide the way to tree of life had slept. And Adam, if you know what the angel they're sleeping, let me just run over eat this thing. What have been I'll bring one for you. What have been our feet today? First of all, we even need to know what has God placed in our custody to watch, to keep. What has God placed in you to keep? It's so hot here. I don't know where I can put the windows in this room so that
What?
somebody.
Don't feel like this.
You're okay.
No, I'm okay.
I'm okay. Ran, are you hot? You're okay. You're okay. Is it the
See, the window is open.
Sebas need ventilation. Go outside.
So, and now, the second thing I just want to say before we end up this in the book of Jeremiah chapter 7 or chapter 9. Yes, sir.
Cold, right? See the cold.
In the book of Jeremiah chapter in the book of Jeremiah chapter 9 verses 10, it says, for the mountains verse 17, it says, verse 17, Jeremiah, it says, thus said the Lord of hosts, consider ye and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for the cunning women, that they may come, and let them make haste, and take up a wailing for for us, that our eyes may run down with tears, and our eyelids gush out with water. For a voice of wailing is heard out in Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded because we are forsaking the land because we're dwelling. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 places in this Jeremiah where the Bible talks about the wailing women. This is the only place where I searched the whole Bible. This is the only place where the wailing in Jeremiah 9 is different from every or any other wailing you find elsewhere in the Bible. You know, when somebody is grieved, you can shout, No, this is not the kind of wailing. This wailing is different. You know, this wailing is a kind of deep, heartfelt prayer that words cannot capture. The kind of prayer that Hannah prayed. You know, Hannah was praying, but her mouth was just moving, but words were not coming. Eli even saw her and thought, this woman, you're drunk. And she had to tell man of God, I'm not drunk, but your daughter is crying deeply. Something bothers me in my heart, I'm crying today to God. And then she will come back later on to say, the son whom I prayed about. That means when she was there and she was not doing words, but her heart and her mouth was moving, she was praying, she was wailing. God says, call unto the wailing women to come. If you've read or known a little about this one.
Use winner for example.
For what now? See me.
Yes.
Use winner for just for
Yeah, thank you.
In the physical, men seem to have more muscles than ladies. So the ladies are saying, because we are more accustomed to the physical. So when we see somebody like Frida say, oh, I can take her up, shake her, play her, throw her up. Yeah. But there is something about the wombed man.
A what?
The wombed man. That's a woman.
Che, man of God.
You're going deep there.
It's okay.
The man has my book. And the man that has a womb.
Where is his book? Somewhere. Not.
So I'm glad. I think there are women here. There are women here. So our womb is not just for giving birth. No. God has placed an ability locked up in a female to groan, to pray, to cry out. God has made woman so powerful that God has made the woman, the female brother, so powerful that her powers are so much that physically he now made man look more muscular to suppress her, otherwise she will go haywire.
Yes.
Che. Say it again.
You know, men can rule by authority in the earth. Oh, do this, don't do this. But the rulership of women is more dangerous. Women rule by influence. Imagine if Didi is married to Victor now.
Hey, you fine man.
Okay, suppose Didi is married to Victor now.
Change the support, maybe.
And Victor's going about all his business. One day, Victor says, my wife come, and she doesn't like. That's the strongest guy's day.
I will not do it here.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we calm down.
The strength and the workings of women by influence. See, the same word again, influence, like they used influence. That's how women rule. You see so many women that have, if they say, Oga, my husband, this is this, that's the end. If a woman gives you wahala, then you are being wahalad. there is a strength of which women tap into. But Jeremiah here calls for those women, all women, the wombed man to come and pray for us. We are in trouble. Our land is deeply in trouble. Where the women come and pray, come and cry unto God. I pray that God will open our spiritual senses, that we will see the things that He has placed us over. Some of us, God has placed us over territories. For example, the whole of Auti now, God has placed you a prince over Auti. Maybe a lot of SMC, God has placed you guys over SMC. You might not know, you pass on the SMC street, amen, see this gate again. I don't know why these guys just do this thing. You don't know that you are the prince God has placed over the street. You just see that this boy just here. Why are they bringing this thing? I don't like this thing here. You don't like it, but you're the prince over there. You have God has placed you over that place. God has given that place to guide that place. How come things just come into your territory bad, and then we only just record them as news? Hey, they have come again. This thing happened again. News, and you will not realize that God is you. God. You are that dimension there where heaven is counting on you to form alignments with them, let them deal with something. You know, when God told Joshua, march around Jericho for 7 times, what were they doing? Of course, we know the army of God were already set.
Yes.
They were already set. We saw the captain of the host. They were already set. Now that marching, and he said, don't talk. So everybody, I was yesterday, I was in the book of Joshua, and you know, Joshua didn't tell the priest. He told the people, when you hear the sound of the horns and trumpets, the sound of the trumpet, then shout. He didn't tell the trumpets to blow. So the trumpeters, the priests, the Levites, they were in the spirits to know when to blow. So they was kind of horn and say, man, I was blow, man. When I read David there, I'll blow so you can see I'm blowing. No, you will lose your way. You walk in a path that nobody knows, and we cannot even find it because we don't even know. What they were doing while they were watching around, keeping quiet, silence. He told them, don't talk, just walk. They were forming alignment with the hosts, with the army above. They were forming an alignment so that they can come. And the technology of marching down those walls, of running down those walls was reserved to them. But they needed the watchers. Not watchers. They needed sons of God on the earth to form that alignment. So we need to come into alignment. You know, Jesus Christ told the disciples that there are many things I wish to tell you about, but you cannot bear them now. You know, if you translate that scripture in the Greek, it says something like this: there are many things I have to say to you, but you cannot hear them. Many things. I think, are we getting sleepy?
No.
Somebody did that, somebody doing, so I don't know. Okay, let me wrap up so that we can. I don't want us to, otherwise it will just be a, how many? Who is liking this stuff?
Yes, sir.
The vibration.
I'm liking.
I'm soaked up.
I'm
You're
liking.
soaked up.
I'm liking.
Alright, so I was telling Frida that I didn't plan anything. I didn't prepare. I didn't do anything. I just opened myself. God, if there's something your people should know, let us know. Otherwise, nothing. Okay. And there's one prayer that has been in my heart we should pray. In as much as we are being prohibited to scream, okay, no problem. But I think we pray this prayer. But let's pray this prayer with more seriousness. We're gonna hold hands together, just like that. And I'm gonna just touch around, like that. So for me, what is and maybe before we pray that prayer, before we pray that prayer, that I would like us to pray about. Before we pray that prayer, okay, no, let's pray the prayer now. There are things that you have trusted God for, and God has given you strength over those things. There are things you could not do. You've prayed about it, and God has given you victory over those things. Now you can't do those things. There are things you were doing that you prayed about. God has given you strength. Now you don't do those things. There are things you've trusted God for, strength. God has given those. You know, Paul told Timothy that fan to flames, you know, the gift that were given to you by the laying of hands. The laying of hands does not mean you must come and say, okay, kneel down, I'll lay my hands on you now. I lay. No. When you hug somebody, you're laying your hands on the person. You're laying your hands on the person. So if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and then you're always hugging, hey my baby, you're laying your hands as you're doing your baby, your boy, being mad and no sky saying. It's not only when you say, oh, I'll pray for you now. Oh, gosh. No, don't be too carnal. Be wise. When you hold hands with somebody, you're laying your hands. The Bible does not say you lay hands on the head. No, you lay hands. What does lay hands is lay hands. Lay hands. So when you hold somebody, you're laying your hands. You can hold. I can be praying for Victor now, and I don't even know I'm praying for him. We're just and going. But in my heart, I'm praying for him. That day, there was one day, a lady, I'll not call the person's name. That's true. So, no, this is an instance of many other times. So I just saw her, and you know, me, I'm too touchy, so I like hugging, I like holding hands every time. So I just told the lady to give me your hands. I didn't tell her, I just put on my hands, and then she gave me her hands. Immediately she gave me her hands. God showed me something, and as I told her, that was the very thing she dreamt about that night. There was a tunnel where she could not pass. But as I held her hand, I saw that tunnel, that rock, that obstruction being lifted. She could not climb. And she told me, who told me this thing? I read about this dream this night. Now that is contact in the spirit.
Yeah.
Contact. We make contact in the spirit. When I see Victor in the physical, he's just like this. And he's just like this. I can say, this man is unreal. Take. I give him food to eat. In the spirit, we make contact. However, sometimes you just feel like somebody's staring at you, and then you turn, and then you discover that somebody is actually staring at you. The person did not talk to you, you don't know the person, but there was contact. In the spirit, there. In the spirit, there are contacts. You make contacts. So when you're shaking somebody, don't be shaking me. How far was the next gig? What's the next somebody? No. You pray for the person as well. And because God says in it, prophecy is all about saying and then speaking. So when you say something, you speak. That's prophecy. It doesn't make me it doesn't make me a prophet. That God showed me something in the Bible and saying, that's being a prophet is different. But all God's people, being a prophet, having a gift of prophecy and prophesying are three different things. But I'm not going to that one now because our attention span has reduced from 97 to like 12% now. Then when I'm seeing some people, I don't know what's wrong. I think it's that food. The food is over there. DD, what did you do to them? So we make contact in the spirit. I'm saying that we should be spiritually sensitive. Just like a baby who is born, the baby cannot hear, cannot open the eyes. It takes maybe like day 2, day 3, then the baby starts hearing, can open the eyes a little, but the baby learns to use the senses. Hear, see, feel, noise, what again, tongue, taste and everything. Only the tongue taste that is most advanced. So everything is tongue, it tastes everything.
Yeah, everything is tongue.
Even take socks too. That's what they're not. So, as spiritual people, we must learn to use our spiritual senses. Because, hey,
Don't come out again.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
so I'm just seeing the angels of God here now are breaking things.
Yes.
Amen.
I'm seeing chains broken. Now, many of the things I see, I don't see them, but it will encourage you. That's what I'm saying. You might just go to tomorrow and see things you've grown. Bible says the yoke shall be broken because you have grown so large. It's not everything in this prayer. Something just need you to ventilate and grow. When you feed your spirit, you grow. When you grow, all those things just break off. It's in the Bible. The yoke shall be broken, the oppression shall be broken because you have grown so large. You outgrow the shackles, you outgrow the strength of the yoke, and it just falls away. Now I'm giving passages to the message I saw. What I saw, I just saw shackles. When you chain somebody, like this, just breaking off and falling off, chains falling off. Limitations, barriers falling off. It's not everything that needs prayer, There are times to pray. When you speak, urges to pray, you pray. There's urges to pray. You find him what is. You find him what is. Bible said, just like I said, I do only thing that I see my Father do. How come that we now do the thing that we want to do? We don't see God doing it, but we will just invent our own thing and go and do it. We go astray. That one too becomes nothing. A man shall receive nothing. A man can do nothing if God does not send him. He will do something, but that thing he did is also nothing. It's called nothing. A man can receive nothing. So they receive Lamborghini and everything, and mansion and everything. But all this mansion is called nothing. Everything is the spiritual name of that thing is called nothing. It's good. I don't know what I should continue. Me, I'm feeling hot, so it is something. Should I stay? Yes, somebody.
Just open and stay.
Yes, let me stay. Yeah. So, sorry, I don't know how can I make the coat here.
See that coat?
Maybe coat. Maybe coat. Choma, please can you put that on the fridge? I think there's one. I'm putting that to cold.
I can understand what you're saying.
You also
Yeah, sometimes me, my husband, I'm fine.
Cold. Very fast.
You still be hot. No, but it's not when you drink water, you get
So if you study, you get the chords. Well, worshiping, and that thing has been in my heart. Almost like whenever I just close my eyes, I see angels worshiping. It helps in worship. I just join them to worship. All of them, I don't know, I can't count them. So many. And they're all doing the same thing, worshiping. With their wings, they're flapping, worshiping God, seated on his throne. High, so high and exalted, high, very high, above a mountain. He's seated, and all his angels all round to the down, worshiping him. When God opens your eyes to see, it sponsors your worship, and you can see your reality. The Bible spoke about two weaknesses. It says, these are my two weaknesses. But in heaven, before God, in heaven, it says, these are the two lampstands and the two olive trees that stand before the God of all the earth. This was their own reality in heaven, but on earth there were two people. I ever asked God to show you yourself, your spiritual self. It might scare you. The day I saw my spiritual self, I was shocked. Even till now I'm still shocked, because I don't understand that character. I don't understand that thing I saw. It was not human being. I don't understand that thing I saw. It's not all angels that are fine looking. Talk about the orphanages. On one side they have the face of an eagle. On one side they have the face of a human being. On one side they have the face of a lion. On one side they have the face of a sheep or something. And their legs, they're the legs of was it a horse or something. And the legs are not bent. The legs are like straight. You know, my legs are bent. Here is bent. Then the legs are like straight. And it says anywhere they turn is forward. They don't turn backwards. So whenever they face is forward. And it says, and I saw the wheels, intersecting wheels. And wherever they will go, wherever they will go, the wheels also will go. There are times when you worship God and the throne of God will come. You know, God has a mobile throne. In Ezekiel 1, you see the mobile throne came. Those four living creatures, they came. They brought the throne of God. What we do as worshippers is to connect with what's going on. Worship didn't begin on earth. It began before time. So we just, as it's flowing, we just puncture and they just take a measure, and it continues. But you know, when we worship, when we join that flow, angels now flow, because it becomes a flow. Angels now flow and then come and fellowship with us. That's what we do. That's why when as worshippers, when we worship, we bring the presence of God, and in His presence, you are mine. Can we just put our hands together, everyone? We'll close now. You mustn't stand. If you're tired, you can sit. It's okay. But we're gonna pray for one another. You're not just praying for the person who is by your right or by your side. You pray for everybody. You pray for everybody, and the prayer is very simple. The prayer is very simple. You're gonna pray, God, there are things I trusted you for. There is this ability or grace you've given me. Lord, please let this grace rub off on everyone here. That's the prayer. Once upon a time, I cried unto God. I prayed. I had one prayer in my mouth.
Yes, instrumentalist.
I prayed this prayer. I prayed one prayer for 120 doing, let me call it this. It will look as if this guy is one. No, I'm not anything. I'm not. That thing you're thinking of about me. Don't think it. Stop thinking it.
You're not thinking.
Now we're thinking.
I had in my first year back at home. I had a choir director. She was in school, so. So one of those days, I just picked up my phone to call her. Oh, how are you doing in school? How is it? Me, I was on. I think I was on semester break or something, or whatever. So I called her to find out how you're doing. Just. And then I asked her. I don't know why. I don't know what made me answer this question. I asked her. Hope you still have food to eat. Hope you're not out of food. University students, now, high TCP. Because I had some money on me. If she had told me, oh, I have some little food, I said, okay, don't worry. I'll send you some money, buy food and eat. So I was checking up on her, in good faith. Checking up on her.
Go to 6th floor, check
And then, so she told me something she told me something that sponsored something. Do you want to hear the something?
Yeah.
The first something that she told me, I have so many food, I have so much food, there are even so much, even plenty. I can't afford to be eating now. I'm waiting on God for him to take me to places. That's what she told me. That thing she told me that looks so simple. The Holy Spirit took those words and made it life in my heart, in my spirit. Then now, in a flash, I saw myself, because me, I was on holiday. I was in my family house at that time. And then I have these younger ones. In the morning, if I wake up, they brought my food. Uncle, you brought your food. Before I eventually get up, to eat, they brought the second one, afternoon food. And I said, afternoon food. I'm wondering which one should I eat now? Which one is,
Everything.
I try eating. I try to eat some. Before they eat, they come ask me, what do you have to have for dinner? Should I make egg for you? Should I make yam for you? Should I do this one?
Everything.
That was my holiday. I was just eating out of control. And then my choir director, I called her. She told me, no, I have so much food that. I asked her why. She said there are things she's trusting God for. That thing hits me like a bomb. The next day I told God, I said, oh, look at me, just eating food out of control. And I told God, that was on the 6th of November 2012. I told God, see, from today, just take on my food. And I was praying that prayer in Jeremiah where it says, call unto me, and I'll show you great and mighty things which you don't know. That was my prayer. Every day I was praying that prayer. So I said, no more food. Then I was just like 1 week. Then I went to my fellowship. One prophet, he came, and then he said that me, I was just for 2 weeks, and I was just, my stomach was not doing vroom. We're passing it in out 2 weeks. And then this man said, he was just preaching, and then he said that day he came marked his 5th year of fasting.
Like, I don't understand.
He has been fasting for 5 years.
Non-stop.
He fasts in the evening or afternoon or whatever he breaks. So he has been like that for 5 years. So I was like, hey, somebody can go as far as 5 years. Me, I'm just 2 weeks and I'm like,
No strength level.
so I continued, I'll tell you how long I continued until I started coughing out blood. Blood come out. I said, no, okay, let me include, this is after many months. I'm not telling you after how many months. It entered the next year. So I said, okay, let me use wisdom. Let me be eating fruits. Just fruits only. I'll be fasting food and then eating fruits. I put fruits. It helped. After a while, the blood came back. I said, God, I have to advise. I go to class. I'm like this. They are teaching stuff, and I'm just One day, I told God, see, let's reason together. This is not helping. Whatever I'm praying for, I didn't say anything. I mean, it's to say, you know what, God, I know you love me, but see, I can't lie, you know. I stopped. And for real, I stopped. And guess what? I didn't say anything. Like, I mean, I was thinking, oh, when you fast, you know, like that. There's that thing, that picture that I laugh at. They put some lions up, some lions like this up. Then they put some under. They put some scanty looking cats. You say how you go to the prayer room, then how you come out of the prayer room. And you didn't walk. I came out. If I were those cats like that, when I came out, I was looking like a mouse. If you see me, I didn't have formless, so I didn't even have. You know, and I continued. But one thing I know, okay, in school then there was a place I called Patmos where I got to go and pray, and I spent time, every night for 1.5 years. I was praying there every day. One day I didn't go and pray. One day I was so tired, man. Like every night I go there, I was so tired until literally a hand came and then tapped me like this, and I felt the hand like you tap somebody, like I'm holding you. I felt it that way. Immediately I woke up, I saw time, it was 5 minutes to 12, 11:55. I knew that was God that tapped me to go and pray. I was tired, I was wasted. He just tapped on my back. I was lying on my bed. When I thought it was my roommate that thought, because it was real, like real. When I mean real, it was real. When I turned, because my roommate was sleeping, so I knew he was not the one. If he was the one, I would have seen him when he jumped back and heard some noise. Immediately I turned back. I was deep asleep, but immediately that hand touched me. I woke up and I was deeply alert. But over time, I don't know how, over time, when scriptures, there are times when scriptures easily come alive when I look at them. Sometimes I might be sleeping, they come alive and I wake up with them. Sometimes it just comes alive. I think it's not because I read, and you know, I was telling what I was telling. No, not you. Where is this lady? Can I? Bless her. She has gone offline. Okay. I was telling her that. Okay, she's online. I was telling her the other day that. Do you know? Okay, my Bible was here. Not on your phone. My Bible is here.
We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. Jesus. Worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship Jesus. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord. Jesus. We worship the Lord. We worship you, Lord. We worship the Lord. We worship the Lord.